We're all very familiar with this notion of how some people are just really rude and mean to everyone, but in some weird way, they get a lot of respect and love from people in return. Like, these are the people who are very highly respected. They get majority of the women in their community, and for a lot of people, this is very mind-boggling. It's like very paradoxic to the way we interpret human relationships. People try to deal with this in various different ways. Some guys just decide to deny it. They're like, oh, this is just stupidity, it's not true. But come on, we've all seen these things firsthand, right? We have women that literally say, I like a guy who's toxic. They literally say they like a man who's mean to them. It's not just women, that's the weird thing. Everything from, like, say, career opportunities, like respect from fellows, networking, it all just seems to come to the people who are not trying to get them. Like, they're not really being polite to others. And I'm not gonna lie, I've really conflicted with this for a majority of my life. I've fallen into the trap that most people fall into, where they bounce around between two extremes. They're like, okay, so being nice repulses women, so I'm just gonna be really mean and I'm gonna start attracting all of them because that's what they say they're into, right? But you really quickly realize that this is not the way to go either. Like, everybody just basically starts to avoid you and nobody really respects you. So here in this video, I'm going to sort of resolve this issue for you, and I'll tell you how you can actually become that guy, or at least take some really solid steps towards it. First, you're going to be confused why I'm taking this angle in explaining this. But if you watch to the end, you're going to realize where I'm coming from. There's a reason everybody talks about sales as being this really stressful career. Salespeople are known to be really mentally resilient, in a really good shape, and they always go to gym in the morning. Have you ever wondered why that is? I've been really curious about that. That's why I chosen that career for myself. What I figured out is that sales is like a reality check. You start to realize what people are really like in the back of their head. As soon as we pick up the phone, you get yelled at and sworn at by like 100 people every day. And all those people are genuinely, like, they see you as a really bad scammer human being. Even though you're in a legal job, think about this, right? You're literally doing your job in an office on the phone, and people are acting like you're committing a crime. Does that sound sort of familiar? That's exactly what it's like to go out and, try to pursue women in this day and age, or try to pursue anything that's masculine, essentially. One of my friends made a call the other day. He was really polite. Hello, this is Brad calling from this company. Hope you're having a nice day. I'm here to help you out with your health insurance. I have so much information. I'm sure I can give you value. Starts off the phone. As soon as he says that, the guy on the other line, he says, Brad, you're a horrible human being, and your mother must be very disappointed in you. Bro, like, imagine hearing these things every day, like non-stop, on every single call you take. And somehow you're supposed to convince these people to like you and then buy from you. Like, it's so crazy. But this is what reality is like for a man who's trying to pursue anything in this world. So after working there for a long time, after getting yelled at, after getting sworn at, my self-esteem being destroyed and scrapped up again and again and again, I started to realize some things. What happens when you go into these jobs is they sometimes let you listen to the top performers. The top performers are the people who sell like a lot, and it's always the same people every single month. The same person makes like 80% of the sales in the entire company every month. So he's just built different. He's got a different mentality. So when I was listening to them, I was so shocked at how differently those exact same people communicated with them than they were to us. Like, when I picked up the phone, their tonality, the way they spoke to me was almost like talking to some, cleaner, or like someone they really don't like, that they despise. And to these guys, they were so respectful. Like, it literally felt like the customers were trying to win them over. They were trying to get them to let them purchase. They were saying things like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Can I ask, like, how do I go about this? How do I get this started? Whereas the 90% of people that are selling, they are the ones who are trying to beg them, right? That's just what sales is. Like, can you please buy from me? Oh my God. You kind of start doing that. A lot of people think when they get into sales, they'll be this hardcore badass, but it's not as easy as it sounds. I tried really hard to figure out what they're doing so differently than us. There was this one particular experience that made something click in my head. I was listening to this one guy from India, absolute gun, like one of the best salespeople in the entire country. I listened to what he's saying, and he's literally like rude to the customers. Like he's like, hey, listen, I'm not trying to have the chat with you right now. We need to get into this, okay? So can you stop talking? Hey, look, don't interrupt me. I'm gonna finish my sentence, okay? And in my perception, I thought if you speak to these people like that, they're probably gonna be really mean to you. I thought they would be like, oh, how can you go kill yourself? Oh, yeah, you're the worst person human being. I thought they would just lose their minds. It has the opposite effect. Like this person is literally being rude, and in a weird way, it's making these people like submit to him. Like they're literally becoming his I don't want to say it, but his B word. After thinking about it for a while, I realized that this is how you're supposed to conduct yourself in life. You have to be this really brute, like aggressive person. And a lot of people are walking on eggshells because they're afraid that someone's going to be mean to them. But the trick is to just say what you want without having to look for any validation from the other person. Just imagine you walking into a job interview, for example, and you say things that are really, really polite. You're like, oh man, I really need this job. I'll be the best employee. If you hire me, I'll use my skills really well. I'll show up every day. You're just being like a little pussy. And the chances of you getting that job are still like, 50-50, but most likely they're gonna look at you as below them. But if you go in and you say, yeah, look, I don't have too much time. Like if we could wrap it up exactly at this time, it would be good. This is my resume, this is my experience. And if you want to give me this job, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do my job. But hopefully I want to get this salary that you offered. That's okay with me. I hope it's not going to go lower. I'll be free on this time. Give me a call then. Boom, you leave. That person is more likely to get the job than any other person. This is not something that we can really understand because obviously growing up as a Muslim man, your mommy probably told you, oh, you have to be really nice to everyone. You have to be really polite. You have to like kiss their feet. You have to be like a complete pussy and everybody's going to like you and want to give you all these opportunities. But it's literally the opposite of truth. I honestly don't know why this is not discussed more often. But it seems to be the ideal way for a man to carry himself in this brute world that we live in. So after watching this video, just give it a try. Wherever you go, whether you're at work or trying to talk to women, use this, apply it to your conversation, and you're going to come back to me and tell me thank you for clarifying this on this video.